Hey, good morning. We are telling you about a brand new tomato plant that's being created right here in Vista, and it has the antioxidants of a blueberry. It's the first time, and we're going to show it to you live on the Fox 5 Morning News.
Let's head out to Vista now where Heather Ford is live this morning.
She's learning about super plants.
Super plants.
Super Heather, good morning.
Super Heather.
This is awesome, Shawley. Our friend Dr. Oz is going to go nuts over this. I got to tell you, first of all, 8-foot tomato plants behind me. There are super plants, grafted plants, are what we're pretty much talking about today. It's how to make your edible food stronger, your plants, and so that we can grow them at home, foolproof. This plant behind us is really, really cool. John's going to tell us about it because it's the first time you guys who are gardeners and scientists all in one are creating new heirloom tomatoes.
Well, this tomato came out of Oregon State, and it's a variety called Indigo Rose. And what the breeder did, Dr. Jim Myers, was he brought a wild tomato species in that had the same antioxidants that blueberries have. So this tomato now gives you the health of blueberries, plus the lycopene that regular tomatoes have, but it's extremely healthy for you.
What does it taste like?
You know, it has a really good acid to sweet balance, but the important thing to remember is you need to pick it when it's ripe, and it's hard to tell because it's purple all the time. But underneath the purple is a little bit of red. When it turns red, you know it's ripe.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit because all morning we're telling people how easy it really can be to grow your own tomatoes. The heirlooms behind us are obviously a very popular breed, and that's kind of what people want to see when they go to restaurants. But you were telling me that you can never really get a flavorful fresh tomato unless you truly grow it local or right at home. Why is that?
Well, the reason is that especially heirloom tomatoes, when they're ripe, they're soft, and they weren't bred to bounce off the floor like the supermarket tomatoes are. So in order to ship them to grocery stores, they got to be picked green. And a tomato doesn't develop its sugars and its best flavor unless it's allowed to ripen on the vine. So that's why you've got to grow it at home in order to get the best flavor.
Yep, out in your own farm or in your own yard is where it's going to smell and taste the best and be perfect for those recipes that you want to make at home. Now let's take a look at these different ones, and we're going to point them out so Rollo can show us each one. But this one, what is this one in front of us right here?
Well, that one's called Sun Sugar, and it's the world's sweetest tomato. It almost tastes like you're biting into something sugary, and it's great for kids. If kids won't eat their vegetables, this is like eating candy for kids.
Wow.
And it's really prolific. You can see the plant itself, when he had panned away from it, was well over 8 feet tall, and it's going to produce hundreds and hundreds of cherry tomatoes. Great for salads.
Now, and if we take a look at this one right here to the left on our corner, it almost looks like they're not quite ripe. Will those turn red, or is that their color?
No, it will be red, and they're just starting to grow. And I love to say the name on this one because it's Costoludo Genovese.
Oh, wow.
Or you can say Costoludo Genovese if you want an English pronunciation. But Costoludo means ribbed, and it's the ribbed tomato from Genoa. It's an Italian heirloom that does really well in the heat and produces prolifically. It's great for cooking and for eating fresh.
Wow. Now, to quickly explain the grafting, because these all are grafting plants, and the Mighty MATO is you and Tim's project. What are you guys really doing here, if you could tell us briefly?
Well, all we're doing is taking a great tasting tomato variety, and we're putting it on a hardy root system that's disease resistant and so vigorous that at the minimum you're going to double your crop.
Perfect. And it makes it a lot easier for us to plant these in our own gardens at home. I love it. There's something going on this weekend. Tim, come on over here and tell me about it, because we're going to be a little interested internationally. There's people visiting Vista to see what you guys are doing.
Right. We're hosting what they call California Spring Trials. It's an industry-only event. We invite breeders from all over the world to submit their new introductions for 2014. We grow them out here, and we have visitors within the industry come and look at what's coming for the following year.
Yeah, it's kind of a science experiment, what you guys are doing to make sure that your root system's strong and then the plants on the top match, and then it all kind of works together. Do you ever have an error? Do you ever try this and you're like, oh, that didn't work, and so you just kind of go back to the kitchen and mix it up again?
Absolutely. We're continuously trialing and testing and experimenting with different combinations to make sure that what we take to market actually works for the consumer.
Anything that makes it easier at home for all of us is something that we all like. Hey, Raul, how did you end up in their project comic here, huh?
I'm in there. Let me see. Zoom in on that thing. Let's see.
Are you the Mighty MATO man?
I am the Mighty MATO.
No more.
I will throw tomatoes at you. Do not call them tomatoes, or I will come for you with my green cape. That's awesome. He needs glasses though, then he'd be me. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, he lost those. That's Clark Kent. You know?
Oh, my bad. Heather Ford, thank you. That's awesome. Maybe I should grow tomatoes instead of growing lemons.